Hey, how you doing? This is Tony from 6 String Corner, and today I'm going to show you how to play Rush's Digital Man from their Signals album. If you need to have a better knowledge of where all the notes are at on the fretboard, knowing where all your F sharps, G flats are, same note, A's, B's, C's, whatever, C sharps. I have a Note Finder, which is a free PDF, it's a free guide, and the link below. Go ahead and click that and grab that. I also have a 6 String Corner tab library, which is right underneath it. And if you want access to a tab library, it's got all kinds of stuff in there. It's being added to regularly. Go ahead and click that, and let's get out of the lesson. For this lesson here, I'm going to turn off most of those effects except for the chorus. And I'll leave that on here and just kind of clean up the sound otherwise so you can see what's going on. As far as the guitar I have, I'm using my PRS Custom 24, but I am using a single coil tap on this one instead. So the single coil definitely has that high shimmery sound that he used throughout most of this record. I don't know if the whole thing, but it works for this song. Also, what you're going to need here, if you can look on the right hand insert there, the vibrato bar, the whammy bar, whatever you want to call it, is definitely going to be used if you want to really get that sound. You don't necessarily have to, but he uses it quite a bit on this song, as he did through a lot of those albums in the mid-'80s. So you're definitely going to want to try to use this if you can. If you can't get it, it's okay. You can still learn the song. It's not unlearnable without it. It just sounds more accurate and more cool if you had it. All right, so let's get on with the actual lesson here. So the song starts with an A sus chord, and the A sus is played with our fingers. We have the open E and the B string, and then I use my little finger and my ring finger on the 2nd fret on the middle 2 strings, and then I'm going to use my pointer fingers. We're going to jump on that 2nd fret on the E string, which is an F sharp. So we're definitely going to be using that in this song. It does happen quite a bit, especially in the intro and parts of the verses. So here's how I started out. I just go. Alright, so you're going to go a little bit open E to this. It kind of goes back and forth. That's the hemispheres chord, for those of you who know what that is. Think of it as an F sharp bar chord, but we lift the bar off, so we have an open E and an open B string, but the rest of the notes we are continuing playing. Alright, that's called the hemispheres chord. It's got a long name to that chord, so I'm not even going to go through that. And then from here, it's kind of honestly hard to pick out exactly what he does, because it's just really buried in the effects a lot. But a lot of it just circulates around this. And then you go back to the A sus. Sometimes you'll hear that the individual picking up off that F sharp hemispheres chord. Now in the verse, it gets kind of quiet, so you kick off the overdrive. At least I do, or I'll at least roll back on the volume a little bit. The volume knob, if your volume knob is really sensitive, and it's just the F sharp note and then that A sus chord. And that's all you do, just one strum, and then the F sharp hemispheres chord. Later on, then, the next part of the song is sort of this upbeat, almost reggae-ish feel, which happens a few times in this album. They were kind of into it at that time. And the way the chords I do it, this is how I play it. Now those happen on the upbeat in the song. The chord that I'm doing here is starts with the top part of a D chord. This is on 5 on the E string, and we're on 7 for both the B and the G string. And then I bar, just lift up the little finger, and I bar with my pointer finger, the 2 notes there, keeping the ring finger here. All right, and then I do a part of a C sus chord, or maybe an A sus chord, depends on where you're at. So this is on 5, barring the E and B string, and then I do this here. All right, and it's all done, all downbeat. So, I mean, you're picking down even though it's on an upbeat. And then we go down, back down to this A sus chord. We're going to do it twice. And then the F sharp hemispheres chord. Sort of resolve to the next part of the song, which is the three chords that you're going to be playing are the D, this is an E, yes that is, play these two fingers on fret 2, on the D and the A string, and then I bring the little finger over here on fret 4 on the G string, but we're using all the strings, and then a regular G major chord, and then back to D. I like playing the G major like this so I can keep the ring finger there, and then come back to the D. And how you play those is really simple. It's just bass note, strum. So D, then go to G, then go to the E, and it's bass note, which is low note, and then go to the G, and then rinse and repeat. And you just do that over and over. Before the solo, you'll get to the last time it'll come around from, let's say, the G, and then we just do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, you let that breathe, and then you just sort of sit on this A sus. It's really just, and what I'm doing here is just another way of playing the A sus. It's really the same chord. It's just, I like hearing those two notes differentiate themselves between the two. I don't know exactly if he does it, but it sounds cool. And then we cut into the solo. So here we go. Now for the solo, I do add extra overdrive on this thing. There's a lot of what's called pinch harmonics. I'm going to show this to you in a second. He uses it quite a bit in this solo. Now we're going to start out right here in the second position. And when he does that bend, it's definitely a pinch harmonic. You kind of grip that pick really tight and just pinch it right off the string. And then after that, it's like this, there's a chromatic run. So what you're playing here is on the A string, you're going 2, 3, 4, D string, 2, 3, 4. And then on the G string, 2, D string, 4, G string, 2. And then you're going to go back to the 4 where you're going to raise that, you're going to bend that string. Da, da, da. All that's pinched harmonic. You're just pinching that string, and then you'll end up back on that B real quick. This next part is a little wacky with the vibrato bar, and I have to confess, there's one part of this that I'm not 100% sure. But when I play this in my band, it's just as long as it sounds weird, that's what I do. You whammy it down. Okay. Just these two middle strings here on 2, which is the G and the D string. And as I'm bending up, I go over here to fret 6 on the G string, which is a C sharp. This next part is the weird one. I'm not 100% sure. This one's really hard to figure out, but it's definitely, you're definitely bringing the whammy bar down. All right, then here's the next part. Now we're up here on the 10th fret. So it's just basically on the B string going 12, 10, 12 on the E string, and then 12 on the B string, 12, 14, 12, and down to 14, but down here on the D string, and that's an E note. And then we bend here at the 14th fret. So you're bending at that 14th fret, and it's just going back and forth, fret 14 to 12, and then you end up right here on the 12th fret on the B string, which is a B note. Now we're going to jump even higher now. Now we're up here, we're going to go on the 17th fret. So you bend this note, So this is bending up on the 17th fret, and then you're going to bend a whole step bend, and then 17, 15, 14, and then over on the G string, 16, 14, 16, and then back on the B string, we're on 14. And after that note, you got to jump way up here to the 19th fret. So we're going to bend on 19 to 17, 19, 17, 17, 17, and then down here to 14 on the E, to 14 to 17, back to 14, and then we're going to do a little bend, and then we're going to go to 14 on the E string, and then we just kind of going to go down the scale. How he closes it out, it's just bending on the 17th fret, and then the little finger is going to be on the 17th fret on the E string, but we're going to bend on the B string. And just sort of, you know, just get a little bit of vibrato and just let it get a little aggressive with it. All right, and it closes with this chord progression. And all we're doing there is just a D, it's a D major power chord, D major bar chord, an A over C sharp, just like that, A sus, and then we go to the F sharp hemisphere chord. Back to the vibrato bar. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video, click the bell for more notifications, because I definitely got more videos coming up. I also have a Rush playlist. If you want to know more songs, just go to the main homepage on our YouTube channel, and you'll see a whole Rush playlist of all kinds of songs that I've done for that band. Thanks a lot for watching, and rock on.